Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to read a letter that I got from a young man in the United States. This guy's in his 20s and he is, I won't say what sports he is in because he's fairly famous and I don't want to give him away. I want to keep this as discreet as possible. So I'll keep back as much information as I think I can keep back while voicing his issue. Okay, here is the letter. Dear advisor, I have a girlfriend that I love very much. She's loyal, dedicated, dependable, and is also amazingly beautiful. We have known each other for 5 years, but have been in a relationship for 2.5. She means everything to me. I recently signed a multi-million-dollar contract to play for a certain team here in the United States. This was after successfully completing the terms of a previous contract. Having signed this new contract, which guarantees me some financial security, I have proposed to my girlfriend and she has accepted. The problem is that I come from a very large family. Just about my entire family is against me marrying her. My fiancée is of Asian descent but was born here in the USA. She and my relatives used to get along really well before I signed this new contract and proposed. To cut a long story short, they all think that she's only after my money. But having lived with her for nearly 3 years now, I know enough about her to feel comfortable that she is not a gold digger. Advisor, I'm always helping my relatives out, and sometimes I get the feeling that they are only against her because they think that my marrying her will cut them off from any future financial assistance. But I'm not like that. I will always be there for them. What hurts most of all is that my own mother, whom I love so much, is also siding with everybody else. I have never known my relative to be racist, but sometimes I wonder if it is because she's of Asian descent, why they are behaving like this. I pointed out that her being Asian is a big plus because women from Asia tend to have a different set of family values than American women, but they aren't budging. Could you please help me to talk some sense into them? I want them to know that I love them and will never forsake them when I get married. I will still be the same old me. Advisor, I know what I see and I know what I have. If they could only take some time to really get to know her, they would see that she's a very genuine person. She has never been extravagant in her spending, nor has she ever asked me for anything excessively expensive. I want harmony within my marriage and harmony among my relatives. Please help me because I'm really at a crossroads and I really don't know what to do. Okay, that's the letter. Now, my advice to this young man is basically, do not get married. I agree with your family. I would agree with all your family who are against the marriage, and I say, do not get married. And when I say do not get married, I'm not saying do not get married to this young lady. I say do not get married, full stop. Don't get married to anybody. You are not at that stage now where you can get married. And I'm going to give you some reasons, right? And look into all these reasons. 1, you're tall, you're dark, you're handsome. All right, that's 3 reasons right there. You are young. 4, you are rich. That's 5. You'll be playing away from home a lot. That's 6. And there's a lot of testosterone running throughout your body. That's 7 or thereabouts. And basically, you're a hoe, right? Let me tell you, your whoring days are not over. You are going to be out there having sex with other people. Whether you love this girl, no matter how you love her, and no matter how you want to marry her, and no matter how you feel that you need to do the quote-unquote right thing, the fact is that at your age, you are not through whoring. Your whoring days are not over. And let me tell you something. Every single sportsman who their wife divorced them and take their millions upon millions and left them destitute, every single one of these sportsmen, the reason the wife always give and was able to prove was his infidelity. They proved that he was unfaithful in the marriage. It always happened. There is not one single case on the face of this earth where sportsmen have not been shafted by their wives, especially in the United States. Yes, and remember that United States laws are against men in general, and they are against husbands in particular. You cannot win. In fact, the only person on earth, probably the only person in history who have ever won a battle with a woman in the courts was the famous case with Johnny Depp and that parasitic individual. So I said all that to say there is every single reason on the face of this earth not to get married. Okay, let's take you for example. You play away from home. Sometimes you'll be on the court. You are rich and famous. There are women out there who will go out there and go to bed with you and shag you just for bragging rights. They would shag you if you were poor to begin with. Yes, because they are tall, dark, handsome, and everything. Now, when you add talented and rich and fairly famous into all of that, what you get? Women they don't necessarily want your money, or some of them will, but they just want to take you to bed just to say, I shagged that man. You understand what I'm saying? And therefore, sooner or later, we as men, we are not discreet when it comes to cheating. We just don't know how to do it. Unlike women who can do it 10 times, cheat just as much as you or twice as much as you, but are able to be 1,000 times more discreet than you, so you won't find out. Men tend to lack the talent to do their cheating discreetly. And then again, when you combine that with the fact that women are going, as I said, they're shagging you for bragging rights, they are going to post it up on posters, I shagged this famous guy. They want the bragging rights. So you're going to be found out. And what do you think is going to happen? It's going to cause problems in your marriage, and she will stick around for a while. And then what she's going to do? She's going to bide her time when she feel she is at a stage where she can squeeze out the most amount of money out of you, and then she's going to divorce you and leave you broke or as close to destitute as she can. As for her being an Asian, don't let that be a point that you would stress on a lot, because here is what. She may be of Asian descent, but she was born and bred in the United States. So she have the same parasitic mentality of women who are born in the United States. So do not think that she'll be any different. Her family values, her outlook will be more inclined with the way American women think. That's where so she's of both cultures, but she is definitely gonna stick to the other side. Yeah? Not with the values, the Asian values that she were grown up with. Yeah? Not that it will be much different, because when it comes to money and women, there is no friendship. There is no loyalty when it comes to money and women. Right? So remember that. So here is what you ought to do. You need to go to this young lady and you need to tell her plain, listen, I'm a hoe. I can't marry you. And tell her the plain truth. Just be honest up front. I'm a hoe. My whoring days are not over. I'm going to be shagging other people apart from you. People are going to throw kitten at me, left, right, and center, and I'm going to partake of some. It's a fact. It's a fact. Just admit it. And the minute you do that, you have lost your money, you have lost your title, she's going to rub your reputation through the mud and all of that. So you're going to say, listen, I'm not ready for marriage yet. I want to marry you, but I'm not ready for this. I'm not prepared for this. I can't handle it. And therefore, I think we should break. I'm going to hurt you. I'm not good enough for you. I'm a hoe. and therefore you don't want a hoe to marry. I'm trying to protect you here now. I'm a hoe. You can't marry me. You shouldn't marry me. I'm trying to protect you. In other words, you are going to play the werewolf. I may look human in the day, but when the full moon comes out, I am going to turn into a werewolf. I'm going to metamorphosize and I'm going to bite your head off. So use that as your excuse. She just might say, okay, I understand. No, 9 out of 10 women, let me add this. She's going to say, listen, okay, I know you're a hoe and I expected you to do that and I'm going to cope with it as long as you decide to stay in the marriage. They will say that at first. And they will say that if they really want to marry you, but they are not going to keep their end of the bargain. No woman will keep her end of the bargain. Well, a few will. If she may be bi-curious and she can take on your partner with you, then she just might do it. But not in the Western world. If you want to marry a woman who may put up with your hoeing, go outside of the United States. Go somewhere in Africa. Go somewhere in Africa where there are women who tend to have a different view of polygamy and who will accommodate you. But United States, don't ever, ever be stupid enough to marry in the United States one or to an American woman. You will lose. Google it. There's never been a simple case on this planet. On this planet. And if anybody can tell me differently, I want somebody to tell me. There's not a single case on this planet where a woman, as an American woman, has ever been married to a rich sportsman in the United States and not fleeced him of his millions. Yeah? That case does not exist. But you can find hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of cases where men have lost their entire lives and become destitute, or a small fraction of the wealth they had before. We don't need to go further than Tiger Woods. Read up on Tiger Woods, and once you read up on Tiger Woods, I think that alone should sell you. And believe me, all the horror stories are like Tiger Woods' case or close to Tiger Woods' case. Do Kobe Bryant. Okay, no. Take a word from the wise is sufficient. I may not live long enough to see you meet your Waterloo, but believe me, if you do take on this marriage to anybody right now, or to an American woman, or to get married in the United States, you are going to lose. It's easier you tie a millstone around your neck and jump in the ocean. It's easier after handcuffing yourself and chuck off into that sea, because believe me, you would be doing yourself a favor, because what these women will do to you is a fate worse than death. Don't go there. Okay, that's what I've got to say. And if you want to find, I'm going to make another video soon based on how to still get married and still keep your wealth and still keep your children where your children will. You will never lose your kids. You'll never lose your home. You may lose a wife, but you'll never lose your money. Full stop. So, guys, this is the advisor saying thank you for listening. And please give us a like. And I see you in my next video.